So I'm starting with Castlevania tonight. Because I think I may actually be able to finish it. Admittedly, I bit off a little bit more than I could chew by playing this and then getting Half-Life 2 going at the same time as Zelda. So that means that my Smash and Dreams streams are going to be a little bit delayed. But we'll get there. We'll get there. For now, my goal is to try to finish this. And I think, again, I think I could do that. We're getting real close to that. What about Bloodstained coming out soon after playing this? That's cool. I mean, this is a randomizer run. It's ridiculous. There's no challenge whatsoever, except it's a scavenger hunt for items. Vinny, when are you thinking for the next commercials stream? Commercials next week. Like I said, the main goal at the moment is to, my main goal at the moment is to, finish Castlevania and then, work on the other stuff. Hang on a minute. Do auto crop here. And an auto crop there, because the resolution of this game is, like, dynamically weird. It's the best way to describe it. People are saying that the Death Stranding Collector's Edition comes with an actual fetus. Not like a real one, but like a replica fetus. Could you imagine, though, it came with a real fetus? That would be a Kojima thing. I didn't say it had to be a human fetus. Maybe like a frog? Oh, that's a tadpole. I always like this room. This is a weird room in this game. I got Joseph's cloak, my first cloak. You can select your own color. The sword named Harper. Harper, the sword named Harper. Harper, the sword named Harper. Blood red. Looks cool.
Wizard we drank the blood of some people.
Yeah, in some ways this is training for Bloodstained, which comes out relatively soon. And, I just got, confirmation that they're gonna be shipping mine out. And what else? So I'm just waiting for it. What platform am I gonna play it on? It depends. If I find out the Switch version is AES, I won't be playing it on the Switch. It'll be PC if the Switch version is AES. Switch version comes out a week later. Oh. Vinny, are you getting it early? I don't know. I don't know if I am. Switch version is 30 frames a second. I will be playing the PC version, everybody. I'd like to confirm my plans, as they have been all along. Well, if the PC version comes out a week earlier, then of course I'm gonna want that one. Again, I'd play the Switch version if I needed it on the go or whatever, but I think I'm pretty content with playing the PC version a week earlier with 60 frames a second. That sounds fine. Army of Mermen versus Army of Dead Body. Vinny, I've never played. Is Alucard supposed to be grunting so much? He is. Well, kind of. I mean, it's the weapon I'm using. Hey, ma. Not every weapon has the same level of Alucard grunt. So, this weapon, I'm just, like, mashing the button. Familiar use only. Oh. Anyway, this devil lad is definitely done his job. So let's go back to the sword card, because the sword says the cool stuff. Slice! Someone in chat just said, why does this music sound like future sex music? They know how to party in Castlevania.
We have the vampire orgy in the Castlevania.
It's the season finale tonight. It already aired. I haven't watched it though. It's of What We Do in the Shadows TV show. And I'm upset that it's finally coming to an end so quickly. I hope they get a season 2, but considering, you know, like only 20 people are watching it, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I think there's probably a lot more people watching it than I would think. And yes, I just got sushi. I could have made a Blade Runner reference, but chat did it for me. Vinny, are randomizers more fun than they are frustrating? Depends on the randomizer. This one needs some work. I like that I can experience the game in a different way. I like that, like for Link to the Past randomized, for example. I like that I don't know what's gonna happen, what items I'm gonna get. There's a lot of good ones, but then there are ones that are just kind of bare bones like this. Which is understandable, it's still early in development. So yeah, I think randomizers are pretty frustrating and fun. Like, you cannot deny that the Zelda 2 randomizer, which I've streamed twice now, is a goddamn nightmare. But when I finally complete it, it's great. Do these merman lads make Alucard noises when they die? Yeah, they do. That's weird. 10 arrows, 1 rupee. That's the most frustrating parts, but still not as frustrating as me getting lost in Zelda 2. because the level generation keeps making no sense whatsoever. Oh, there. Whoa there. Okay, Alucard, now it's time for you to eat. It's just grape juice, it's not wine. So I think I need the silver ring. Or I have the gold ring and I need the silver ring. Right? Something like that. And I'm also looking for relics. I need 2 more relics, and then I can defeat Upside Down Dracula. And the priest they call Shaft. The one they call Shaft. Spike Breaker. Nice. Is the Spike Breaker always there, even randomized? Because it certainly seems like it is. That's the original spot, okay. So now I can teleport over to where I need to use this, and then we good. Vinny, did you hear about Iron Maiden suing the makers of the game Ion Maiden? That's not real. That can't be real. It is? They didn't invent the fucking term Iron Maiden. And it's not even the same... You... Fuck off. Fuck off. Badasses for the people. We're Iron Maiden the band. Oh, we also sue games that have a name kinda similar to ours that we didn't invent. Congratulations, Iron Maiden, you played yourself. Well, you know what's gonna happen? That's gonna... How could they possibly win that? That's just gonna waste money. And then they're gonna get the, you know... They're gonna lose. Because I refuse to believe that a judge is gonna be like, yeah, you're right, I mean, yeah. Yeah. This video game that has nothing to do with your band absolutely owes you money. Yeah. That's my judge voice. Yeah. And I like that game too. And now it's gonna delay the release of the game, apparently. All is possible. Yeah, I know, all is possible. It could go either way. Vinny, did you hear that Kojumbo is suing Kojima? Well, yeah. I mean, how dare Kojima be born with a name similar to Genius Kojumbo's name? It would have been, like, really cool if they did this reveal trailer for Death Stranding today. Like, the launch trailer. No! Oh, no! No! No. No. Trying to rewind. If I can. I think the button works. I don't know. Trying to rewind. No, it's not working, is it? Oh man, why can't I just use a consumable from the menu? That was like the rune sword moment all over again. Not as painful, but still pretty fucking painful. No, for those that don't know what happened, I used the teleport back to the library. For those that just joined, someone is questioning why that was so bad, but... Yeah, I just lost time, that's all. Vinny, does this song play when you were earning your English major degree? Yeah, that is the song of literature. Vinny, are you going to tune into the Call of Duty reveal tomorrow? Didn't we just get one? Didn't we just get a Call of Duty? B-Dub's not gonna be home. The card is unequipped. V-Dub is nowhere to be seen. It's a reboot of Modern Warfare, apparently. Oh boy. Back to the Middle East. I just got another Vorpal Blade. No, it's a ghost town. You know, if another Vorpal Blade... Bats dropped the Vorpal Blade. I have 4 Vorpal Blades. If they wanted to do something truly innovative with Call of Duty, they would make an announcement saying, we're taking this year off to work on the best installment of this series yet. We'll see you in 2020 with a new Call of Duty game from the best people we have.
But they need money! He's all loving, all knowing, all forgiving, but he needs money!
Didn't they lay off thousands of people?
Richter?
Richter?
I don't know if he's the one you're looking for, but I found a Belmont. So he is here.
But the one I saw was the enemy. He was the lord of this castle.
That can't be true. You're wrong. I must go now.
Okay. That's a cool interaction that we just had there. Make no mistake. Oh no, do we get Ryzened? Did we get Ryzened? Or the Ryzening is happening again? Oh no. I think we might be we're rising. I don't know what I just dropped 2,000 frames. My down speed is perfect, no problem, and my up speed is okay. I don't know what happened. That might have been not on my end. Last night the Ryzen was terrible, but that might have been because of a supposed tornado. My up speed is also flawless at the moment, so we just Ryzened a little bit. I hope that doesn't happen again. You talked bad about Call of Duty? I'm just kidding, Twitch. Activision, whoever's listening, I love Call of Duty. You know what? Why don't you send me a copy and I'll have my friend V-Dub play it? Why don't you just go ahead and send me one? I'll get that wacky bastard right on it. He loves that shit. Audio is desynced. You might not, maybe refresh the page if it's desynced for you. Again, the thing about Call of Duty is I actually don't hate the series as much as some people do, because it's, in some ways, you know, when it's good, it's pretty fun. I just don't. I played that, the multiplayer and Battle Royale a little bit for their previous one. And, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever played. It was pretty alright. I enjoyed it. I didn't play a ton of it, but I didn't hate it. Would I have purchased it with mine own money, however? That's gonna be a no from me, dog. And now the Ryzen. Me saying that, the Ryzen. Vinny, be honest, you know it's recycled, low-effort poop. Mean to make money, nothing more. Huh? I didn't say it wasn't. I just said that it was a fun shooter. Wow, even me calling Call of Duty a fun shooter is a hot take. But the last time I played a Call of Duty game, like a lot, was Modern Warfare 2. You all know this. I did play Call of Duty World War II because I like the World War II games of the past, and it was cheesy and stupid, but I had some fun with it because the weapons felt good and were cool. But, I mean, ultimately, I feel like that series is past its prime, and it really could use a year or two off. So whatever they reveal tomorrow, whatever it is that they reveal tomorrow, I'm Vine Ryzened. I likely won't be interested. Yeah, this is some really good Verizon-ing tonight. Maybe if I don't talk about Call of Duty anymore, my internet will stay stable. Well, I can only hope for the best. Sorry if the Verizon-ing happens. It's not on my end. My internet has been, you know, the speed tests are all good. Everything's okay, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, no more Call of Duty discussion. All I said before was... Let's see if this actually bricks the stream. All I said before was whatever they end up revealing tomorrow, there's a very high probability that I'm not going to be into it. Stream? Stream is dead? Nope, stream is okay. Alucard shield. Twitch is reporting blackouts? Oh, so it is Twitch then. They fixed potential server issues, but streamers may want to restart to fix any residual problems. If the stream goes down again, I'll restart, yeah.
Alucard?
That voice, Maria?
I'm sorry. You were right. He has joined forces with the enemy.
So it was a Belmont after all.
But someone must be controlling him. Whatever we do, we can't harm Richter.
Richter.
But he must be stopped.
I know. Well, here. Take these with you.
What are these?
If you wear these, you can see beyond evil illusions.
Thank you. 'Tis best then if you pray for the soul of your friend.
These appear to be holy glasses. 'Tis best then if you, pray for Mega Man.
It's weird how the dialogue in this game kind of sticks to... I mean, it doesn't get too old-timey, but then every now and then Alucard drops a "tis." Someone named Trash Pie just said, as a resident Staten Islander, how did you feel about the tornado warnings last night? So first of all, I like that your name is Trash Pie, and you're from Staten Island. That's perfect. That's very appropriate. And I guess my reaction to the tornadoes was like, I was driving on the Verrazano while it was happening. Just after. So it wasn't so bad on the bridge, but it was really bad on the BQE just before then. There was hail. There was a lot of lightning. It was really, coming down hard, but I didn't see no tornado. It didn't quite hit. Like, it kind of went more out to sea, I think. How big was the hail? Clown fetus? Vinny, you need to get the essences to fix the seasons, quick. music is distorting. Is the music distorting for anyone else? Because it's not distorting on my end. Just refresh the page. I'm so happy they implemented the feature where you can choose where you teleport in future games of the series. It's like very obvious quality of life things that just weren't thought of. Okay, so now, here's the game plan. I need 2 more relics, and so we're gonna kill Shaft, or we're going to fight the ball, and then we are going to find the relics and become a wizard. The ball of Shaft. Speaking of balls, Macaulay Culkin's podcast, Bunny Ears, he had Red Letter Media on. Very good podcast. They talked about ghosts and aliens for most of it. 10 out of 10. So, high recommendations. It was actually really good.
I've been waiting for you.
Yo.
Answer me. Why is a Belmont planning the resurrection of Count Dracula?
Count Dracula rises but once every century, and my role is over. If I can resurrect him, then the battle will last for eternity.
If those are your true feelings, then so be it.
I love that. So you'll notice the ball up there. I'm not supposed to kill Richter, so I killed the ball of Shaft.
You've defeated me, but all is not yet lost. The resurrection of Count Dracula is at hand.
No, not yet. Not yet. It's not. No. These graphics are very real.
No. What have I done?
Thank you, Alucard, for saving Richter.
Alucard? The same Alucard who fought alongside my ancestor, Trevor Belmont? That was over 300 years ago.
Yeah, he's a vampire, dipshit. You know that.
No time for small talk. Is the person who controlled you in that castle over there?
Yes, I think so.
Maria, take Richter and leave here. I'll finish this.
All right. Good luck.
I mean, there's a story reason for why Richter is dummy. It's because he was controlled by Shaft for a little while. Most men are controlled by Shaft, if you think about it. Well, the ball of Shaft. Vinny, are you gonna watch the Shaft movie? What a topic. What a topic. Maybe. Not in the theater. The Heaven Sword got way better in future games. I don't think it was all that great in this one. Waka. Oh, this one's pretty cool. It's like a less good rune sword. You need 2 for the Heaven Sword to be good? Oh, okay. Alas. Look, everybody, it's the mass... Now I'm really Sephiroth. Ring of Feanor. Shotel. It's just a shitty hotel. See, what's a good one? Wizard hat? Dropping again, huh? Okay, I'm back. That was a restart on purpose. So I got Ryzen to bit, but it was more, I think, just Twitch having problems, and I decided that it would be a good idea to... Someone in chat is named Verizon Official Support. Hello, Vinesauce. Mike from Verizon here. Sorry to hear you've been encountering issues with our service. Would you like to talk about upgrading your plan? Fuck off. My plan is fine. The worst part is I could almost see that being a real employee. Because they have the bots on Twitter. Sometimes those Vinerizon Twitter bots will actually reply to, like, tweets from 2 years ago that someone just retweeted, or replied to, or liked. Hello, we notice you're having a problem. It is me, Shacob from Verizon. How can I help you? Of course, Bab always saving the day. It's me, your old pal, Shacob. Pretty good sword. I mean, the Vorpal blades are better, but it's nice. Change of scenery is always nice. Really? Now I get the power of mist? You know what? I got a monster vial. I want to get some skeleton lads. Someone in chat just said that the worst thing about the inverted castle is this fucking song. I don't mind the song, but hearing it throughout the whole castle is awful. If it was one area, and then they did, or maybe like a couple areas, and then they did, the other songs, like, I'm okay with them using Marble Gallery again. They didn't have to use this one song for all of the Inverted Castle. It does add to the character of the inverted castle, because it's like, it's annoying like the inverted castle. I guess for anyone that's never played this game, I should explain, yes, the castle is now upside down, obviously, and this was a really fucking cool thing to experience for the first time, especially if you didn't know it was coming, and you're just playing through the game, you're like, oh, I'm about to win, and then you somehow now have to do the entire castle. Upside down. With some cool monsters and stuff. So it's cool. It's a good way to increase the length, but it's a little lazy too. But I'm okay with it for the most part. It's just not my favorite part of the game. Well, it's not padding. Well, yeah, it is padding, but oh god, how do I say this? It's padding, but I don't mind the padding because it's upside down, and it's a neat concept. It just gets old after a little while. Lazy, they had to design every level to work upside down. Not really, though. Not really, because by the time you're in the upside down castle, you have all the movement options. You have mist, you have bat, you have upside down jump. You have, you know, you can get around, round, you get around. So the work to make it playable was probably there, but I wouldn't say it was extensive. But then again, I wasn't there, who the hell knows? Meanwhile, the poor N64 had to get Castlevania 64 instead of this amazing thing. This works upside down as well. Ugh. Vinny, Castlevania Legacy of Darkness was good. I didn't play through all of Legacy of Darkness, but it was better. I know it was better, but you're still playing Castlevania 64, and you still have to deal with a lot of the annoyance of that game. Oh, these fucking Medusa heads! Ah! It's not even gonna be worth it. Speaking of annoyance, it's pretty fucking heavy annoying right here. Oh my god. Gotta hit those until the click. See, Medusa heads aren't quite as difficult in this game, or as annoying, because you don't get insta-death, because there's no insta-death spike hits. but this is where they're most annoying. Okay, I did it. And now the reward. See if it was worth it. Oh, fuck right off. Fuck right off! Ow! Oh! Peanuts, diamond, dynamite. Peanuts. I will now be a piss cloud to mitigate the bullshit. Peanuts, walnuts, pineapple smells. Okay, I'm still just looking for 2 relics. I gotta hit up all the relic locations, and it's gonna be great. The first 2, in fact. I guarantee the first 2 relic locations are going to be the ones. I guarantee, otherwise I will shut the game off and never play it again, ever. Nah, I don't want to do that. I like the game too much. Does the CD thing mean anything in those hallways? I don't know what the CD stands for, but if I think about it for more than a couple seconds, my mind immediately goes to Castle Dracula, or Count Dracula. Or it's trying to give you a secret message that it's loading the hallway and the next rooms from the CD. You see? It's round. There's a CD in there. That's exactly what that is. Wow. 20 years. 20-something years later. It's even a little, like, yeah, it's got like a little CD icon and everything. See, I learn something new every time I play this game. It's like Chrono Trigger. Even if I only learn one thing new, it's still a victory. Or it's like Blade Runner. Blade Runner is a movie that you can watch dozens of times and still pick out little details. Because every frame is so dense. Now, that shmoo. I think it's the shmoo. These are the Wizard of Oz enemies. But, I think it's the shmoo, or some shitty enemy drops the most powerful sword in the game, usually. Oh, it's the dodos? Oh wait, no, the shmoo drops the chrysogram, which I'm gonna call it the chrysogram. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. and the dodo drops the rune sword, which I then drop when I get hit by a Nova skeleton.
The answer to is the bay. It's the bay.
Also, thank God for that leather shield. I was worried I wouldn't get that. Right at the end of the game. Well, not really. This is over halfway now. Alright, the Heaven Sword is pretty awesome. But I'm gonna be a cheap asshole. Actually, this isn't even the cheapest of an asshole I could be. I could double rune sword it. Vinny, you earned those rune swords. Not really. I mean, 2.5 years ago I earned them. This time it was just a crusty old skeleton that gave me them. It's weird finding an enemy that doesn't die in less than 3 hits. Fuck off, Tin Man! I love how this sword is a chat killer. Case in point. Damn it. There is a boss here, right? There's definitely a boss here. Or is that only in the right side up castle? It's not in this castle. Is there a relic in this library? Holy sword. No, the Heaven Sword was the one I was using before. Holy Sword's less good. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's just a stock standard sword. Very, very effective against Tin Men. Yeah, there does not appear to be a relic in this library. At least we got to see the Wizard of Oz characters, but this is garbage. And here's some good music. I love the differences between Iga and Kojima. Both worked at Konami. Both spearheaded these amazing franchises. Granted, Iga inherited his, but also did things with it that made it even more popular in some ways for some people. And maybe even brought about the golden years of the Castlevania franchise for some. I mean, there's the original games and then there's the Igavanias, but both have a game coming out this year, and one is like kind of a crowd pleaser, and the other one makes no sense, is an incoherent, pretentious mess. I don't even mean that as a negative. I'm sure it'll be coherent when I play it, eventually. Yes! One relic to go, my friends. Vinny, how is it pretentious? Did you read the thing Kojima posted on his Twitter? About building walls, or tearing down walls and building bridges with each other, and... Kojima is not pretentious. Alright, fair enough. That's not a hill I want to die on. But why don't we go ahead and throw that word out the window, because actually I kind of hate that word anyway. So we'll get rid of pretentious. Incoherent mess. Everyone was okay with incoherent mess, but as soon as I said pretentious, it was game over. Someone said in chat, if you want to talk about an incoherent, pretentious mess, Yeek, Y-I-I-K. Now, I've been hesitant to shit on that game because I haven't played it. I hate the way it looks. But I just discovered today, and so did many other people, that there was some plagiarism involved. Yeah. So not only all of the other things about Yeek, then there's also plagiarism. Vinny, I demand an explanation. You might have to look that up. It's from a book. He took lines from his script from a book, and he just changed the words around a little bit. So I saw that today. Someone else just said Yeek is fine. So wait, after the plagiarism thing, Yeek is fine? That's alright? Alright. Vinny, what the fuck is a yeek? I don't know. I really hate even saying the name of that game. But I haven't played it. So I can't sit here and be like, oh, that game is terrible, bro. Because I haven't played it. It's supposed to be Y2K. Well, I'm still saying GIF. Anyway, so that's a different unrelated thing. Anyway, Kojima, make no mistake, I just did my impressions of Death Stranding, and somehow that game, even though it doesn't make any sense to me still, like a little bit, it makes a little bit of sense. And even if it is pretentious, and I'm not using that word in the most negative way, like, you know, some people just say a thing is pretentious and they have no constructive criticism or no analysis of what the thing is, it's just the word pretentious is just thrown at it. Let's say it is a little pretentious, in the strictest definition of the word. I think I'm okay with that. There's a dude in the game called Die Hardman. I don't know, after today's launch trailer, I'm more excited than I've been for it, because now it feels like a real game. I'm excited to find out what the fuck is happening, and like what these story threads are. I want to know why Mads Mikkelsen was in World War I naked, and I want to know why he's also a doctor man. It's so strange, in a good way. But as I said when I was showing the trailer off, for some, it may not be a game they ever want to play, but would rather watch a jabroni like me stream it. Like, I don't even know. When I watched it, I didn't say to myself, wow, this looks fun. I just said, hey, this looks like it's gonna be batshit crazy and a good time. So that's good enough for me. But, you know, let's see what happens, because remember, there are times when having complete control over a project can be bad for a project. Ridley Scott is a good example. George Lucas is a good example. At various times in their careers, they've had ultimate, final say, complete control over their creative vision without any kind of, like, studio interference. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's not so great. As much as the producer word is a bad word when it comes to, like, art and creativity, and it can be, the studio can ruin movies. And design by committee is not exactly the best way to go about making something either. You need a strong artistic vision and driving force, I think. Oh, hey, Nova Skeletons. Wanna give me some nice agita? But sometimes a studio can help trim a movie down a bit. Sometimes a studio can help a director get out of his ass. Get their head out of their ass and say, hey, you know what, maybe we have to think of the audience here, not just you. Maybe we need to lose a couple scenes, maybe we need to, like, do a couple reshoots, tighten up the graphics on level 4. I mean, it can be useful. It's not always useful, it's mostly harmful, but it has its utility. Like editors for writers. Yeah, editors serve a similar function. So what I'm trying to say is I think Kojumbo, I think he's got it in him to create something really compelling and interesting, of course, as he's done before. But let's see what that looks like without any interference from anyone else. Allegedly. Vinny, I find it hilarious that people complain about plagiarism when Disney literally stole all their beloved classics from Grimm's fairy tales. Wait, who are you fighting that war against? Me, or Disney, or the chat, or what? I think that's more people are saying it's adaptation. I think I agree with that. I mean, isn't Grimm's fairy tales public domain? I don't love Disney. I have very little love for Disney. I don't like their movies very much. I did not grow up watching their movies, their cartoons, aside from Aladdin and Lion King. I'm like slightly uncomfortable with the fact that they're buying everything. I've never been to Disney World, so I'm not exactly into the mouse, let's say. But, I don't know. I don't think Yeek stealing things from someone's book is the same as Disney, taking characters from public domain. That's my hot take. That's my uneducated opinion. By the way, post note here from the editor. Most of my opinions are uneducated, so be aware of that before listening to any of my discussions. That's not really a good argument because it assumes people who criticize Yeek like Disney. Yeah, that was a weird... I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't mean to dismiss it entirely. I get what you're saying, but yeah, it's not like they're mutually exclusive. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I should get the warp. Oh, there's a boss here too, right? I was gonna go back and continue on my way. Again, my main goal is to now just find the one final relic. And, it could be anywhere. Fuck it, I'll just go this way. Boss here is HP up, I believe it's optional. But it's randomized. Vinny, have anything to say about all those Avatar sequels? I don't know what the fuck kind of drugs Jim Cameron's on at the moment. Yes, we are on a first-name basis, me and Jim. I've never seen Avatar. I didn't see it in 3D. I know people got really, really into that movie when it first came out. In fact, that movie spawned the 3D movie phase for a little while, which has kind of petered out a bit, if you think about it. But I've heard so many things about that movie saying that, like, the 3D was the gimmick and the movie itself is just okay. And now that people have forgotten about Avatar... Not entirely, but, you know, it's not as, like, big of a phenomenon. Do we need 5 sequels? Like, that's the next 10 years of that man's life planned out. James Cameron is great. I love his movies. I even love The Abyss. Terminator 2 is great. Terminator 1, obviously, is also fucking amazing. Aliens... I don't love Titanic, but I think it's a fine movie. She has a strong heart. I know. Love that. But yeah, Jim Cameron, but he knows what he's doing. It's not like he can be an auteur, but I feel like he knows how to make the money. But what he did with the Alien series was fantastic, and Terminator was great. So I would love to see him do more movies that are not Avatar, is what I'm trying to say. Like, he hasn't really done a lot lately. And I would like to see him do more things that are cool and not Titanic or Avatar. Apparently he's hell to work with. Kubrick was too. Ridley Scott was apparently a fucking terror to work with on a lot of his earlier movies. David Lynch apparently made it a point not to be that. Well, David Lynch is just a wonderful human being who's very weird. But also, he seems like a fun guy to be around. He's got a good sense of humor about himself, too. Anubis 2, everybody. The best Nintendo Wii game. Fire of that. Okay, it's not the relic. Someone in chat just said, "Rip that pharaoh, he was mummy thick." I hate you. Yeah, throw that on the word filter, Desert. We gotta get mummy thick filtered. God, it's a shame the fucking fire from the bat is so damn slow. Let's go this way. I have to, go back to the entrance of the castle, like maybe Marble Gallery. I'm gonna try the areas that are easier to get to. To find that final relic. It's kind of easy to fuck that move up. It's down, up, jump, but you have to do it with a very weird rhythm sometimes. Like, it just doesn't register. I'm sure speedrunners know exactly how to do it. And can get it exactly the same way every time. I can't. Vinny, are you gonna play as Richter? No. No. Once I'm done with this randomized stream of this game, I'm good for a while. I'll just wait until Bloodstained. I don't need to do a Richter playthrough.
Richter!
What about Sphincter Belmont? Okay, Mummy Thick, Sphincter Belmont. I was gone for 3 minutes. Okay? My internet went down for well, my internet didn't go down. Twitch went down for 3 minutes, and I come back to this? What the fuck did they do to you? What did the Twitch admins do to you while I was gone?
They massacred my boy.
Chat, remind me, there's a boss down this way, right? Or up this way now? In the inverted castle? Getting weird answers, so I'm just gonna go this way. So I learned about something called the Divot Box from the Red Letter Media Macaulay Culkin podcast, where they talked about this box. What do you say? What is it? Divot? Dybbuk? What is it? It's a box that was a box that was haunted, and the people that lifted it died, and then Post Malone touched it, and he almost died 3 times in like a week. It's like, what? I don't know, just listen to the podcast. I wish I had an extensive knowledge of ghost things like Mike Stoklaza does, because I stopped watching ghost shows after the first couple months of me discovering ghost shows. Why would you want that knowledge? So I could talk for hours on end about ghost nonsense while I stream. Name of the podcast, it's Bunny Ears is the name of the podcast. It's Macaulay Culkin's podcast, and the most recent episode he had Rich, Jay, and Mike on, and Jay was just getting more and more annoyed. Or silent, and he just let Mike do the talking, and Rich and Jay was just sitting there. I could just see him rolling his eyes, shaking his head. May as well have been Star Trek discussion. But I learned some stuff. I learned some stuff about Milwaukee. I learned some stuff about ghosts. And even scosts as well. Do you mean Dybbuk box? I just voice cracked hard there. Oh look, it's that Nova skeleton. I remember that Nova skeleton in particular. The famous Nova skeleton. you remember when Geraldo went into Al Capone's safe and he found, like, a condom? No, there wasn't a condom in there. I don't know what the fuck that was. There's Geraldo years ago, years and years and years ago. He made a career of, like, going into, like, tombs and, like, opening safes and stuff. And he opened, the safe of Al Capone. And they made a big to-do about it, like it was gonna be this amazing discovery. And it was just like, it was just empty and there was dirt. The first every sorry nothing, yeah. Oh, no more apples. I want relics. This is where the randomizer stream now takes a very dark turn. This is where the last area I go to will have the relic. I still have to go to the marble gallery. I don't know if there's any relics up here, but I'm gonna try anyway. Damn it! But yeah, these are like Dracula's Horcruxes. Man, Dracula has a big house. Gee, Dracula, what are you gonna do with 13 rooms? There's that number again. Subconscious 13. And it's way more than 13, it's more like 1300. Poked myself in the eye. That's impressive. How did I do that? Oof. Oof. Sorry, I have to... Oof. Wow, I really got myself good there. I was like scratching my face and it turned into, eye damage. Cornea damage. Yeah, now I can Vine Blind for real. Stay safe, Vin. How am I gonna stay safe when I'm my own worst enemy? God damn. Oof. Okay, I'm alright. Vinny, did you stab yourself in the eye so we could forget you said Jacula? I don't believe I said Jacula, did I? You know, Dracula has a cousin. No. No, this is too stupid even for me. No, it's not even funny. It's not good. If someone in chat gets it, then I'll say it. But I didn't see it yet. No, it's not Shacula. Like Shaquille O'Neal? No, it's not that. It's not Chocula. It was gonna be Count Dracula. See what I mean? The build up to it made it worse. Because I said Jacula. Do you understand? Boy, me poking myself in my eye made me stupider. Larry, what's Jacula, Larry? The fuck is Jacula? Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I've run out of things to say, so now it's just... There is a boss that I just passed. But, what? I'm hoping this next boss, who, by the way, is fucking awesome looking. But I'm really hoping this next boss has the thing. Yes, Beelzebub. They took the whole Beelzebub thing a little bit, on the nose. Very literally. He shoots bees! Yeah, they're flies more than bees. They're just, like, mean flies. Lord of the Flies. Alright. Smarty pants. Ah! Ah! And you still left some relics at the normal castle. Vinny, I feel like at this point it's probably with death. Hmm. Medusa has a relic too. Where's Dusa? In the church. All right. Church is to the right. Yes? Yes. It's a lot of words you posted there, Magic. But, thanks. They said they're going away to college and they're going to be busy. They can't watch the streams live and they're upset because they like participating live. Which is, you know, that's nice. But remember, once the stink is on you, it can never leave. You'll always be a part of this thing. But it's smart, you know, do your college. I better not see you here when you start college, I swear to God. Get yourself an English degree, and then you can work at like then you can work. Well, you could probably do one or two things with an English degree. I'm not sure what. I love these fucking enemies so much. Vinny, what's the thing you miss most about public access TV? Just the people. There were some nutty, weird people, but I also really enjoyed them. They were... It was nice to socialize. Even for someone who fancies himself introverted, it was nice to socialize with so many nice people. Some were shitty people and very, very narcissistic people. But most people that I met through that job were really, really great. And I miss them. I still run into a couple people every now and then. Vinny, have you ever talked to any of the people apart from Mike? I didn't know Mike from Public Access TV. We went to college together. Vinny, did you ever meet Jay Miller? Yeah, we're friends. I filmed his show a couple times, and... you know, we're more than acquaintances. I don't see him frequently. But when we see each other, we have a lot to talk about. Did you meet him? No. But that's how I found out about Ding Ding. Did you ever meet Jay Leno? Phil Conan, what's the show you got? You got a nice show? You're doing well on the Tonight Show, huh? Your ratings are getting better. That's okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take you off the network, and I'll take my show back. Conan, does that sound good? Look at that SNES. Holy symbol. It's a fucking snorkel. I just got a snorkel. You're supposed to get that way earlier. So where's Death? The caverns? Oh, okay. That's all the way up there. Also, I have proof that this song ripped off of Blade Runner. No, where the fuck is it? Blade Runner. Oh god, what's the name of it? It's the end theme. Listen. It's fucking spot on. So it's not just me memeing. I mean, this is clearly a different song, too. It's not the exact, it goes to a couple different places, but it's in the same key and everything. Okay. Blade Runner emote, but it's either sushi or a tall glass of water. I am open to this idea. Sushi! That's what my ex-wife called me. Coldfish. all the way up top. My eye still hurts. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, if this relic isn't with death, then this stream is going to be a while. I think this is the right way. To go through the water area. I'm gonna try to do that very quickly. And not get killed by Nova Skeletons on the way. So, this will take us to where we need to go, I think. Man, it sucks, because I got those other relics relatively early. And if it's not on death, then it's in another relic spot in the primary castle, which is going to be a nightmare. Unless anyone has the seed, and wants to look up where it is, using the seed. I didn't get a spoiler log made, because I'm a dope ass. Enemies that I can't, like, chain attacks on really break my cheese strategies. Hey, this Alucard has sub-weapons. That's bullshit. Mine doesn't. Maybe it's this? No. Cool room, right? Can this randomizer randomize enemies or bosses? No, sadly, but I would love if it did. Bosses... it would be a bit of a fucking nightmare in a game like this. I don't even really know how it would be done, but I'm sure someone would love that option. I think another good option for randomization would be randomized text. So, someone suggested this the other day, I thought it was a great idea, like randomized dialogue. So you get to the Dracula bit in the beginning, and it's just random lines from wherever else in the game, and then, you know, you get to Maria.
What is a man?
Alright, death incoming. Not from me, I'm not gonna die, but, you know, hopefully death will. If death has the cube of Zoe, I'm gonna be pissed.
Alucard!
So, you've made it this far. In the name of your father, cease this foolishness!
Not while there's a breath in my body.
Then for the master, I'll feast on your soul this night.
Talk shit, get hit, death. Remember how difficult death was in Aria of Sorrow? Here we go, moment of truth. Moment of truth. Relic. Yes! Wait. No, what is this? Oh. That's not it. What is it? Shows enemy damage. Fuck off.
This switch hasn't been pressed yet.
I wish I could have sat in whatever unholy booth recorded that line, and I want to see what direction that actor was given. If any. And then I want to see how pleased they were with their performance. Galamoth is guarding a room with a relic. Okay. So, Galamoth is next then. Recording booth, do you mean broom closet? I would love to be a fly on the wall of the broom closet where they recorded that specific actor. I mean intern. I mean janitor. To do the line of Devil Familiar. I also would love to know how much they got paid. And if they ever used it again on their resume to say that they were in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I would also love to know if the voice actor went to any conventions and signed autographs. Vinesauce. One of my fascinations in life are the bit actors that were in, like, you know, horror movies that go to Chiller Convention, which is a convention in New Jersey. It just passed a couple weeks ago. And it's like an extra from Friday the 13th that also happened to be an extra in Halloween. And they have their own fucking booth. And then it's like, you know, next to them might be streamer Vinny Vinesauce, streamer superstar Virgil. But, what was the other one? There was, yeah, like Star Trek conventions usually have fun guests that appear as like a slug. Andorian slug number 14. The thing is, though, people do actually like meeting, like, just so they can say, oh, I met that guy. Like, when they talk to their friends, they can show the picture, the autograph, like, I met the extra in Starship Troopers that got his guts ripped out by a bug. Chat, is Galamoth left or right? God damn it, chat. Vinny, how do you like the new circle icons on Twitch? I don't have an opinion, except to say that I will be, I already have, Lizarin sent me a version of the Dark Shroom logo that is round and nice. But I don't understand, why would they do that? Like, what's so special about circle icons? What's the deal with circle icons? That was a horrible Jerry Seinfeld. Yes, this is the correct way. I got pizza. The pizza just had a box. It was just in a box, and it said 30. It's a shame the ice in this cavern looks like butt. But it's lava and fire in the lowest point, and now this is the highest point, and it's ice and cold. It's 30-second pizza. You know, it's funny, I just watched a YouTube video about the rise and fall of Little Caesars and Rise Again, about how, like, they started this business, this company on the you know, they started this business, trying to fit into the market, and they ended up doing so because they were the cheapest pizza that was really quick, but also not sacrificing quality, which, I don't know, it's pretty much the worst pizza you can get. But you can get so much for $6, and that's why people get it. Well, it's not the worst pizza you can get in the world, but I mean, in terms of, like, you're getting what you pay for. So it was a good video. It was really fascinating to see like how they cut their advertising budget from like $50 million a year down to $2 million. And they started very obviously doing worse business. And then they brought back Pizza. And that was a huge spike in sales. I haven't had Little Caesars in like 10 years. I'm okay with that. I think I can live with myself. So even with infinite healing, this boss is still a huge fucking pain in the ass. Good thing I saved. That's my first death. That's probably gonna end up being my only death. Vinny, what's the name of the pizza place in New York City you said was amazing recently? Sauce. It's just called Sauce. It's in the East Village. It's really good. Sending out an SOS. It's next to a club named Thrust. That's right. Does the sauce have a tang? Frankie, it's got a bit of a tang. The fuck should I use on this enemy? Whoa, that was a fucking hard yeet. I don't remember how to... I don't remember how to use the shield rod. Fuck. It's just both buttons. Okay. Probably going to be my only death, I say to myself. It's only death. Why you have to be dead? Okay, I know what to do now. Vinny, I've been searching for this imp voice actor for 15 minutes and I can't find it. Now that sounds like something that you would get, like, Reply All, the podcast, to find. They found more obscure shit in the past but I mean, maybe the voice actor for the imp just doesn't want to be known. You know, I'm positive someone out there can get this information, but is it worth it? So I had access to this entire time. By the way, that's in the game normally. I fucking god damn it. Please. It's the cube. It's the cube of Zoe. Fuck off! Relic in the caverns where the chupacabras are. Upside down or right side up? Oh, right, okay, upside down. Yeah, I still can't believe that this was an actual thing in this game. Alucard plus Shield Rod. It also took a really long fucking time to even see how much damage I was doing to enemies. I don't know, now that people are hacking into Symphony of the Night, I wonder if there's a way to just do a difficulty balance. Like, some modder out there maybe can find a way to just balance the game out properly. And I get a Bible. Fuck off. I mean, the Bible is really good at killing bats, which then drop hamburgers. There is a warp room in the mines. Okay, so where I fought the doppelganger then. Alright. That was close for a second, I almost died. So I guess it's this way. So, alright, here's the plan, everybody. Just so you know what's happening. I need one more relic still. I've been searching for this thing. I need it. If it's not here, then it's somewhere in the regular castle. And that could be terrible. But once I actually get the relic, the rest is pretty easy. It's like a 5-minute thing and then the ending. So, I have to knock this out tonight, otherwise... you know, it's gonna be a 10-minute follow-up stream. Vinny, you're skipping Half-Life? No. Wow. Love that they drop a giant sack of money. Where were they keeping that? I'm going the wrong way. We got a picture here. Let's see if this is it. It's an image. Okay. Oh, right, thanks. So it's here. It's getting there. We're getting there. Once I get this relic, 5 minutes. That's all I need, 5 minutes. Yes! 5 minutes, here we go. Vinny, it was in the last place you went to. I called it. That's my luck with randomizers. It starts out great, and then that happens. I mean, I guess I could have gotten that thing right after the, doppelganger. So, we just go to the center of Inverted Castle now. Which I have a warp that takes me close. So, it'll take me 5 minutes to get there. With the shield... with the shield rod, excuse me, with the shield rod, it shouldn't take me more than a minute or two to beat Dracula. And then we just watch the ending. Vinny, play Dreams. You are a Vinesauce Silver, and you're telling me to play Dreams. You've been here for more than 6 months. You know when the games are set. That's what's that's all I can do. I mean, I'm bound by the schedule. I'm bound by the docket. Though, you know, I thought about it for a second. I was like, maybe I could do something wacky. And I could just stop playing this right now, and then not play Half-Life 2 and switch to Dreams, and just never finish this and never speak of it again. The truth is, though, I will be playing Dreams, either tomorrow or Friday. So you're gonna get your wish. Your dream will come true. I wonder why Vangelis doesn't sue. If Iron Maiden can sue a game because it has the word Ion Maiden in it, why doesn't Vangelis sue because his song was used? Yeah, I guess for anyone just joining, there people are like, wait, Iron Maiden is suing? Yep, they're suing because Ion Maiden, the game, is too close to the word Iron Maiden. Sorry, words. The reason they are suing is because it's creating confusion among consumers. That's their reason. Super cool heavy metal band. With super cool heavy metal values. Where is the center? My imp friend is now saying new words. I'm so proud of him. I think he just said fire beer. 5 minyachts have passed. Alright. Vinny, apparently the guy who voiced the imp is named Brian Beacock. Yeah, I don't believe you. I do not believe you. That is a fake Vinesauce name that you just made up. That's the guy who voices him on the PSP version, though. That's for Dracula X Chronicles. Different guy, then. Okay, alright, so it's real, it's a real name, but it's a different game. Different version. Alright, here we go.
You have done well in making it this far. I would expect no less from the son of our master.
So you are the one.
So you are the one who was controlling Belmont.
Yes. I am the dark priest called Shaft. This world must be cleansed in the forge of chaos.
Why did he say it different words?
Why did you make Belmont Lord
He
of
didn't
this
say you
castle?
were the one called Shaft. What is that?
For centuries, vampire hunters have defeated evil with holy power.
That was an unused line?
If two vampire hunters were to fight each other.
Oh.
But Belmont's power is supreme among vampire hunters. None other could defeat him.
Exactly. That's why I removed him as a threat, by making him into Lord of this castle.
But your plan has failed.
Has it indeed? We'll see what happens after I destroy your weak human side.
This is the bad ending where we don't get to hear about the one called Shaft. Yep, weak human side, you say, eh?
Oh! Oh!
You claim to love the darkness. Go then and dwell there for all eternity.
But my goal is achieved. Count Dracula has come to purify this corrupt world.
Has or is?
With the searing flames of chaos.
That's right, Michael has been achieved, everybody.
Father.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
I was hoping we would not see each other again. I can't allow you to leave here, Father.
You have ever been the ally of humans. Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
Think you I would forget such a thing? No, but neither do I seek revenge against them.
Still uttering the same nonsense. No matter. Now is the time to put aside your weak human side and join me in remaking this world!
Why are they
Dracula,
American?
In the name of my mother, I will defeat you again!
Behold my true form and despair!
You want me to despair? I'm sorry, why is my shield hurt you, Dracula Dad?
Trouble the soul of my mother no more!
How? How is it that I've been so defeated?
Yeah,
You
Dad,
have
dude.
been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe.
I love that so much. It's like, why? Why would you
Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She said, "Do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot." She also said to tell you that she would love you for all of eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
Now, was that coming out of the monster face? And if so, which one? Oh, no, it was the middle. His body was in the middle of the monster faces. Never mind. Lisa, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. Forgive me. God, forgive me. Yeah, I love that. The fucking, the Bible quote, the delivery of the lines. It's all great. And yeah, Tommy Wiseau's a vampire. He like a vampire.
So you made it.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
Alucard.
I'm sorry. 'Tis my fault you had to fight your own father.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
It must have been painful for you.
Indeed. But you must always remember that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
I understand.
Alucard, what will you do now?
Who's that quote originally from?
The blood that flows in my veins is cursed. 'Twould be best for this world if I were to disappear forever.
I see.
Farewell, then. We'll not meet again.
Alucard?
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
No, it's best this way.
Truman or
I
Churchill?
can't ease his torment. Someday, perhaps, we will meet again.
It's a good line.
And on that day, maybe.
I see.
Let's go.
But much like Yeek, it
Everyone's
was
waiting for
plagiarized.
us.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Maria just yeets Richter off the fucking cliff.
Just like the wind, I've always been
Arms
chasing high in the sky that never breaks through thick and thin. I always win, 'cause I will fight both life and death to save a friend. I face my destiny.
I know people like this song, and on its own, it's a fine song.
And the best of me is all I have
But why?
just like the sun.
There are now people in chat saying, Vinny, I've never played this. I've never played this before. Is this the real ending? I swear I didn't mod this in.
Someone testing me every day I live.
Is someone testing me every day I live?
Destiny is all I have to give. I can't pretend. I am the wind.
So you are the one called Shaft?
Oh, if I were past
I am he.
So you are the one called Shaft?
goodbye, my friend.
No.
It seems that your power is insufficient. It seems that your power is insufficient.
Your master has grown strong indeed.
These are all cut lines. There's so many of them.
Once again, it seems we must come to blows. Farewell, Father. Believe it or not, I shall miss you.
Sad.
Damn!
The blood of Dracula flows strongly in you after all. But this whip is not my only weapon.
I'll do my best.
Now you'll be my own personal slave.
Ugh.
Oh, thank you. Till we meet again.
Huh?
There's a lot of fucking unused dialogue in this game.
The link is broken. The castle is starting to crumble.
What happened to Shaft?
Consumed by the very demonic powers that he summoned. Damn! One who plays so close to the fire cannot fail but be burned. So you are the one called Shaft?
Cool. Okay, well, there you go. That's Castlevania Symphony of the Night Randomized. It's good to revisit the game every now and then. A little frustrating, but, you know, managed to complete it. We did it. Got all the relics. Took a while, but we did it. Even though it was Babby mode, it's always just nice to go through the castle and listen to the music and stuff. Good game. Maybe one day someone will make a mod for this where you can play through it, and it'll be harder. All right. So, thank you for watching. This is now done, which means we can move on. We're going to take a quick break. I have a timely song for you. And then, after that, I have more video game. Half-Life 2. Be right back.